Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to today's video. I wanted to play with red and pink eyeshadow today, and it just so happened that it's about Valentine's Day, so I decided to make this a Valentine's Day eyeshadow look. I used these three palettes: Merry Christmas from Oden's Eye, Mimosa from BH Cosmetics, and just a little bit of Sparkle from the Planet Spirit palette, also from Oden's Eye. And if you want to see how I did this, then don't go anywhere. If you've never been here before, hey, my name is Rachel, homeschooling stay-at-home mom. I enjoy eyeshadow. I upload several videos every week. Alright friends, I am not going to do my palette pull-in today because my palette pull-in is actually an emerald green shimmer. Not going to work with today's look. Today I actually wanted to do red and pink look, and I figured I would turn it into a Valentine's look because it's coming up. It was quite coincidental. Anyway, the palettes that I want to use, I want to use the Mimosa palette from BH Cosmetics. There's great formula in here, and I actually pulled it out of my declutter pile so that I would have pinks. It seems therefore only natural to use it today when I want to do a pink and red look. As far as the red, I think I want to pull Merry Christmas from Oden's Eye because there's a beautiful true red right here. I was thinking of using the Verona Love and Death palette from Nomad, but I have used a couple Nomad palettes recently, and I like to try to spread things around. You know, I don't always want to be using the same brands. And then I do have this from Oden's Eye. I thought about using this shade. This is Planet Spirit with Betty Jean. Thought about using Sanctuary over here, but it's too pink. And I already have pink in Mimosa. So maybe I'll pull in the multichrome here because it's a very pink, white, iridescent sort of color. That's not firm, but I do want to use these two. So I don't actually have much planned for today's look except that it's red and pink. I've already primed my eyes using the Glamlit Icing Primer in the shade White Frosting because I figured white would be a nice bright base for pink and red colors. Everything I'm using is linked below in the description box. So let's zoom in and get going. I'm not sure if my lip color is going to work. I got one of those NYX, what is it? The NYX Smooth Whip Matte Lip Cream in a neutral color, which I mentioned in a previous video that I was going to do. I did it, and I'm wearing it, and then I realized that it is neutral, but it pulls a little bit warm, and I mean, I like it. It's perfectly fine, but it might be too warm for red and pink. We will see. I did top it with a hot pink lip oil from ColourPop. This is Cosmic Click, so that cooled it off just a smidge, pinked it up a little bit. We'll see. I can always change my lip color if it's not working. Taking a medium blending brush. What is this? This is Blend Bunny B5, and I'm picking up Poinsettia from the Merry Christmas palette. What a great color. Such a nice red. I think I'm just gonna gently lay this down. I'm thinking of doing red into pink into white. I want this to be red and pink, but I don't want it to be like a sickly sweet bubblegum Barbie pink sort of vibe. I want it to be more interesting than that, honestly, and more dimensional and have the depth of the red. And I thought that bringing in some white would add dimension and also brighten and lighten it up without it being too bubblegummy. So with that color in place, now let's go into Mimosa. I'm thinking either Vibes or Bottomless. Bottomless is more of a bubblegum pink. Vibes has a hint of orange. It's almost a bit more peachy, almost. I think I'll go in with Bottomless. And I'm going to lay this in the center of the lid space. I do want it to be quite different from the red. You know, there needs to be contrast. I don't know if I'm going to use any shimmers today, so this could end up being all matte, which is why I'm making sure to cover all of the lid space. So I've got a little stripe of Bottomless, and I'm just tapping these two colors together, and then I'll buff the edges. And now with the same brush, cleaning it off, I have a napkin on my knee. I'm going into Chilled, which is the white matte. I'll place this starting at my inner corner because obviously it's going to be my inner corner highlight. And then I'm going to drag it over to the pink. So when the white hits the pink, I'll go back into Bottomless and really just gently work these together. It's so smooth. And these two colors are the same formula. The BH formula, I can't say the same for what it's like now. I haven't personally tried their new They're new releases since they were acquired by Makeup Revolution. But everyone that first off, nobody's talking about BH Cosmetics at all. The channels I watch, nobody's talking about them. Nobody cares. They gave them a chance for a few palettes and then they were just so unexcited by the formula. It seems like they're done. I mean, they're not hyped among the people who share my makeup aesthetic. So it's really unfortunate that they weren't able to acquire and start producing the great, I mean, amazing BH Cosmetics formula of these palettes and the Sweet Shop palettes and even that Say It collection. Great quality. It's unfortunate that they weren't able to put that into production after acquiring the brand, but you never know. That's how it goes sometimes. So there you go. Red into pink into white. Beautiful, seamless, pretty much effortless. It's interesting, you can definitely tell a difference in the formulation between the Oden's Eye and the BH Cosmetics because these two are a little bit smoother, a little bit more silky. They're working together a bit more smoothly, whereas Oden's Eye, it wants to stay put, which I like. I love the Oden's Eye matte formula because it doesn't spread around really easily. You just put it where you want it to be and then softly work the edges. So that's all I have to do here is softly work this red edge, and I think I'm going to re-intensify it a bit with a smaller brush because it's getting a little bit buried in the pink. So into poinsettia again. The reason I'm using a smaller brush is to give myself the precision so that the red doesn't then conversely take over the pink. And once it's laid down, I'll just go on the edge right here. There we go. I needed the precision of a smaller brush to get this little space here. And same brush now back into bottomless. I'll drag it over to the red a little. Yep. Okay, now should I, you know what, I think I'm just gonna do white into pink on the lower lash line with a small brush. I don't necessarily need the red, and the pink will blend beautifully into the red at the outer corner. So I want the lightness on the lower lash line. I like the way that it just sort of pops away from the eye. Look at this white. This is amazing quality. Oh, maybe I'll bring the red into the lower lash line. Kind of feel like I should. Just because it is distinctively red and pink, not just pink. Yeah, that's better. I really want to preserve that redness. It's so easy for red to take over pink and for the incredible quality of the BH pink to take over the darker color of the red. It's just something I'm heading off by continually re-intensifying the red. But I think it does definitively look red. So should I leave it like that or should I do a shimmer? I mean, I think that looks great as a matte look. But just for fun, let me pull in the Planet Spirit shimmer. It's called Fauna. Do you see that? I'm going to put that on my brow bone as a brow bone highlight. Oh yeah. And you know, just because, just because, I'm just tapping it so lightly. So lightly in the center of the lid, like kind of on top of the pink column. It's a fiery pink. You can see that it's got little flecks of like an orange shift. I partly regret putting it on the lid space. Honestly, I think it was looking amazing all matte. And I kind of liked the idea of the all matte lid with just a little bit of sparkle up here. But it doesn't look bad. I only regret it because of that juxtaposition, the all matte with the shimmer up high. It doesn't look bad at all. I mean, it looks beautiful. And there's just, I put it so lightly, there's just a hint of sparkle in an extremely light way. So I don't dislike it. I just kind of partly regret putting it there because I haven't done all matte in a little while. And I like an all matte look. I like the low maintenance or non-fussy feeling that an all matte look gives. but I don't dislike it with the shimmer either. Okay, that's it. And it's lovely. I'm going to do the other side, and I'll be right back. That's it for the eyes. I'll tell you at the end how I finished them off, but I decided that the lip color was just a little bit too warm. It felt like it was clashing a bit, so I've got this lippy stick from ColourPop Lippy Sticks in the shade I Heart This, and I thought, okay, so that's a better color. You know, this matte lip color is not nearly as comfortable or smooth or creamy or enjoyable as that NYX Smooth Whip. This feels like a dry crayon, almost like a clay, where my lips just feel dry instantaneously, and they're pulling a little bit against each other and even against the product itself. The Smooth Whip from NYX is way nicer, way nicer. I wouldn't recommend this. I personally wouldn't buy more of these and pay for shipping and everything when I could go to Walmart and get the Smooth Whip from NYX and have a much more enjoyable experience with a matte lip product. But anyway, that's what I've got going on. I did want to talk to you guys while I finish my face. I'm just gonna put some concealer under my eyes. I thought it'd be fun to talk to you guys about Valentine's plans, because this is apparently going to be a Valentine's themed video or look. Do you have plans for Valentine's Day? It is coming up. At the time I'm filming, Valentine's Day is next week, and I don't have any plans. My husband and I just recently had like a nice weekend away. Of course, it was right as we were getting sick, but it was still a weekend away where all three of our children were being watched by friends, and we got a hotel and we had a couple of nice meals and attended a wedding. So that was our big date because now he's fully immersed in his school semester. If you don't know, my husband is in seminary, so he's actually taking both Greek and Hebrew at the same time, and he's also taking what's he doing? I forget what his other class is this semester, because it's the languages that are really a challenge for him. So all of his free time, all of his time in general, is spent either working or studying or attending class. Like, that's what he does now. But I would love to hear your plans. I mean, I know that I'm kind of the odd one out when it comes to not doing much with my husband for Valentine's Day. I think that most people do something, whether it's order in at home with your kids or have a nice meal, maybe go to a restaurant, get a reservation somewhere, or I don't know, some sort of a date. We can't even really do a nice meal because most of the time he stays at work several hours later than his regular shift to make up for hours during the week when he has to be in class. So he misses dinner most nights, and by the time he's coming home, I'm getting ready to put the kids to bed. But I would really like to hear your plans, and I can live vicariously through my subscribers. Let's do just a bit of blush. We'll keep it kind of low-key because of the colors everywhere else. This is Matchmaker from ColourPop. It's not really a blush on me. In fact, I'm not even sure why I used my blush brush, because generally I use my bronzer brush for this. I'm really just putting it in the place where blush or bronzer might merge. I think that's it. I don't think I'm going to do highlighter or anything else because there's just a lot of color right now. There's a lot of color on my face. I'll be right back. And there you have it, guys. That's my entire look. It's definitely very Valentine's-y. Again, I was just feeling like I wanted to do pink and red. That just so happened to strike my fancy around Valentine's Day. So hence the theme of this video. I do still want to hear what your plans are if you end up doing anything for Valentine's Day. In my waterline, I used white. And as you know, I used like 9 different lip products today. So I'm just going to link all of them down below. Everything's linked down below in case you're curious. I do have mascara on my eyes, and that's really about it. As you know, I did not do highlighter or anything other than that blush. So thank you so much for being here today. I hope you have enjoyed this video. I hope you've enjoyed this look. I think it's pretty. I love my favorite part about this look is the white matte inner corner into a bright white lower lash line. I think it's so striking. And I'm kind of thinking, what if I had turned this into an anti-Valentine's Day look and done something really smoky and black in the outer area with like red, pink, white? I definitely could have deepened up the outer corner and maybe put some black in the waterline and done maybe a smoky lower lash line as well. That would have been fun. Could have been really pretty. I mean, it would have been really pretty, right? And a different feeling, not quite as lighthearted as this, but I think this is pretty nonetheless, just like I think that would be pretty as well. Thank you for being here today. Thank you for clicking on my video. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I hope that you will consider liking and subscribing before you go if you haven't done so yet and you want to see more content like this. Again, I do upload several videos every week. I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye!